Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. My name is Beniza and you're welcome back to Life with Beniza. So I woke up this morning feeling like really excited, like looking at the numbers and how my subscribers have increased over a period of just 2 months, and that just gave me ginger. And I woke up this morning and I'm like, I need to give my people content, and that's from here. Yes, so let's go to the crux of the matter. Today I'm talking about something really exciting. It's the issue of job hunting, getting a job interviews. It's something that is very important. So getting a job in Nigeria is not the easiest thing in the world. You have to be very tactile about it. You have to apply strategies. You have to know people. You have to research a lot. You have to read a lot. And a lot of young people are actually very passionate about getting jobs because they're either just finishing school or they've left one job and are looking for another job, or some people who even live abroad and they're looking to move back to Nigeria and they're thinking, when I come back to Nigeria, how am I able to get a job? Like, what's the job system like? What's the job market like in Nigeria? So if you're looking to get a job in Nigeria, you need to put some of these things I'll tell you into consideration. So today in this video, I'll be telling you the top 5 things you need to consider when going for a job interview. I thought of it and I'm like, what are the things that people who are looking for jobs, what are the things that they need to put into consideration? So most of you go to job interview and at the end of the day you get regret emails. But I know Nigeria, they will not even bother to send you a regret email. You either go to the interview or kill it. If you don't kill it, they tell you to get back to you. You will not get a regret email. What will say will be a deafening silence. I'm in a place I can actually talk confidently about interviews because both in Nigeria and abroad, I've attended several interviews. Like abroad, like I was an interview ambassador because I went from I was looking for a job assiduously in the UK, and in Nigeria I've done quite a number of job interviews. I've been opportune to be in interview panels, so I know how the system works. So I thought to pick some 5 bullet points, the things you need to consider. Anyways, so the number 1 thing you need to do when you're going for a job interview in Nigeria, first thing you need to do, please, everyone will tell you, both in Nigeria and every other place in the world, you need to research the company. You know that, but this looks stupid, I'm saying research the company you're going, but I'm telling you that about 50% or even over that of people who go for job interviews in Nigeria, they don't research it. Some of them, you interview them oh, what's the name of this company I've come to interview? They'll be telling you the name of the company that they went for interview yesterday. Most of them don't know the name of the company. They don't even know. They tell you, okay, what do we do as a company? Most of them don't know. One thing you should never do is never go to a job interview without knowing the name of the company. Know their values, know what they stand for, know what they do, if they have strategic business units. Try and know it. Don't just go like a mofo with your file. You don't know the company you're going to, you don't know the name, you don't know what they do. What do you even want to say in the interview? You feel like they can enter an interview room and just maneuver. You must think that the interview panel people, you must think that they are dumb and stupid. And you enter with your puffed up suit to talk when you don't know the name of the company. Don't do that. You shouldn't be doing that. So try and do as much research as you can. Some people know that sometimes you might be yarning balls in the interview, but then if you've done a lot of research, they know that you actually read through their websites and it gives you some kind of point. So always do your research. Try, and if possible, try and know the people who will possibly be interviewing you. You can go on LinkedIn. There's what they call a head of HR. Find out the people who you think, okay, these people may likely be in the interview, so that you have a background knowledge of what their interests are or what they've done, their experiences, so that when you're explaining yourself, when you're talking about the role, you can, strategically just add it. Then they can see the wealth of the research you have done. Number 2, when you're going for a job interview in Nigeria, try and know somebody there. Because in Nigeria, you know how Nigeria is who you know. Who do you know? As much as there's a place for merit, there's a place for intelligence, but to increase your chances of getting the jobs, try and know somebody. Before you go for an interview, if you have time, if you have a week or 2, find somebody who knows somebody, start a conversation with someone on LinkedIn, so that the person can actually help you and give you a soft landing. If you're lucky to have a friend who has a friend who works in that company, they can give you the gist. What are the values? What is their culture like? What are they looking? How should you dress? They'll tell you all these things, and so that at least when you go there, you're going with a level of confidence. The person can actually put in a good word for you. And if you don't know somebody, go on LinkedIn, research, find their name, so that even when you go there, you can even start a conversation with them. There's this culture in Nigeria where when people go for interviews, they are super timid. They can't have conversations with their prospective employers. They go there looking like chicken that they poured water on. So when you start having those conversations with them, it eases you into the work environment. It also gives them an impression about you as someone who is outgoing, someone who is assertive, and someone who would likely be able to do the job. So most times people work based on the impressions that you have about you before even listening to you and hearing what you have to say as regards the role. Number 3, always carry your file when you're going to carry your documents, because I know that in Nigeria we like to form like we are what? We are advanced, we are what? We like to go what? Paperless, but you don't want to go to an interview without your CV. You have to print your CV, you have to print your birth certificate. If you have your international passport, you can add it. If you have your WAEC results, add it. School leaving certificate, anything that is, just carry it, put it in your file. In fact, take your CV and print extra copies for the interview panel, because there's a possibility that the printer they have there is spoiled, or they'll probably say they didn't see your CV. So you don't want all that drama. Just carry your CV. 3 to 4 copies is fine. Just carry it and go. Like never. In fact, all the interviews I've attended in Nigeria, I had to print copies of my CV. And guess what? I didn't go back with those CVs because they themselves, they didn't have it. So I don't really like to feel like we are paperless. Carry your. I remember a job interview I went for in this Nigeria. I went there. Do you know why they bounced me? They bounced me because of my WAEC results. Was it my WAEC result or birth certificate? I'm like, what? What do you need my WAEC result for? Like, I have the computer printout, and they insisted that they wanted the original. Is it the original you want to use and interview me? It didn't make sense. Just anything you feel like this is a document that they may ask for, just carry it and wrap it in just in case you go to a company where they need all these documents. So not so that you not go there, waste your time, and they'll bounce you back. So documents are really, really important for Nigerian interviews. Even if you've sent your CV and documents to them prior, always have like an extra copies you can show them at the interviews. Get ready to solve maths, and I'm talking about like for aptitude tests, because Nigeria is a country where whether the role requires calculation or the role doesn't require calculation, whether you're going for what front desk officer, or you're going for communications executive, or you're going for what library assistant, anything you're doing at the interview, they'll tell you to solve maths. They'll either give you GMAT and they'll give you X plus Y plus A. I don't know, I don't see the relevance, but people just like, so largely in Nigerian's HR system, they like to follow process, and the aptitude tests, the numeric skills, whether you have it or not. People like me, I suck at maths. Like if you give me an interview and you put maths in front of me, get ready for me to fail it. So most of the jobs that I've had, I haven't had to solve maths to get it. But in Nigeria, it's difficult to, a lot of companies would not accept you. You won't even get through to the next stage if you don't have those numeric skills. So you have to get ready to solve maths. It was what it is in Nigeria. Get ready for aptitude test, and that aptitude test most times is mathematics. So number 5, when you go for job interviews in Nigeria, just get ready to wait, because they tell you, for most companies, and not all companies are companies who have structure. There are companies who have structure, companies who keep to time, who are actually polite. They tell you to come for an interview at 12 noon or max 10 minutes after they are ready to interview you, etc. But for most companies, particularly large corporations, particularly large companies in Nigeria, they tell you come for an interview at 12 noon. 12 noon, you check in, you'll be there sitting for hours. So you'll be waiting for hours, like waiting, in fact, it's a normal thing. So when you're going for interviews, get ready to wait. You can arm yourself with some of the things you need to use and wait. If you have Pringles, if you have sweets, if you're ready to make friends and you want to have conversations with people around, then it's fine. You can get to know other people who you're interviewing with, But if you're the one who would put earphone and be on your own, carry your tom-tom, carry your breath freshener, because it can be very you can wait for hours and you're not talking to anybody. Eventually when they start asking you a question and you start talking, your mouth will be booming and you will lose the job. So you don't want that. You don't want You keep quiet for a long time. When you go, you now start having hunger bread, and you are sending the interview panel to death because of your bad breath. You don't want to do that. So always carry a breath freshener. Gums, it could be what? Minty candies, it could be what? Mouth spray, whatever. So you're either talking to people or you're keeping quiet. Just make sure if your mouth is not smelling because you're gonna wait. Okay, so I decided to give you an extra tip, which is the last one. A lot of people go there and they don't have questions to ask the interviewers. Like, how will you show your wealth of knowledge if you don't ask questions? So when they've asked you their questions, it is time to show. When they ask you, do you have any questions for us? A lot of us are like, oh, no questions. Really? They have questions? There's a lot of questions you can ask. Questions about the culture of the company. Questions about what is the growth plan for you if you started the job. Questions about work-life balance. Questions about benefits. Questions about the inception of the company. Questions about their values. There's a million and one questions. So through those questions, they know where your mind is at. And like another tip, let's say people add this one. So like I know that when you go for interviews, there's a couple of things you've said, you've rehearsed, that when you go there, you're going to use and you kill them. Those things you say. Most times, most of us don't use the things we rehearsed for. So most times, the question you've rehearsed at home is not the question they ask you. So most of the things you've rehearsed, you end up not using any of them. So most times, the question they ask you, you struggle to answer them. One tip you should do is, all the things you have rehearsed, you need to make sure you're consciously adding them to the questions that they're asking you. So while you're answering their question, those things you have rehearsed, where your strong points are, you need to find a way to put them in, just chip them into the questions they're asking you, because you have rehearsed it. Most times they're just looking to see how broad your mind is, how well you can communicate. And so if you've rehearsed all these things and then they don't ask you those questions, you now allow those things to waste. No, look for a way to chip those things in, particularly if they are strong points. So if you feel like those things will add to your credibility, it's always good to engage them in some kind of conversation. People are into conversation. That way they are able to see. Most times people the interview it's literally about conversations. They just want to hear you talk, hear how broad your mind is, and this is your opportunity to show them. Most people go there and they answer questions. They ask you a question, you answer, you leave your answer short. No, most of these questions they're asking you, they're open-ended questions. They want to hear you express yourself. They want to hear how articulate you are. They want to hear how you're able to, gather your thoughts together, how you're able to think up things on your feet. And you should be able and willing to show them that. Thanks for listening to my pep talk on attending job interviews in Nigeria. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Just in case you haven't subscribed to my channel, there's a lot of hot content here, so please, and a lot more is coming. So subscribe to my channel, click on the like and subscribe. If you have some interesting interview tips or you have some interesting interview experiences you've had, please feel free to drop it on the comment sections. I like to see your comments. Most of them are usually hilarious. So please let us know. Let's start a conversation in the comment section. Thanks for watching my video and do have an amazing week ahead. Bye.